All right, we're recording.
All right. Hey, Brett, welcome. How you doing today?
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks, Brett. Hey, guys, we're coming to you on kind of a special Zoom conference here. It's Kate Miller and Brett Holladay. We wanted to put together a sort of an informational video for clients that we can share with everyone who might be having their deposition taken. So it's kind of a depo prep type of a video. Brett and I have both, done, I would say, probably dozens of depositions over the years. And the topics and the pointers that we're going to give you today are really just meant to be general, helpful information. Of course, anything that you want to talk to about your attorney, you'll have the opportunity to before your deposition as you prepare for that. So these are our kind of, I guess, top 7, so to speak. So Brett, start us off with number 1 from our list here that we've created.
Yeah, sure. I think the first thing to do is you want to prepare with your attorney. And so typically the way that we're going to do that is we're going to want to have a call or sit down with you before the deposition, before your deposition is taken, to really just kind of go over the facts of the case, the big issues in the case, just kind of as a reminder, as a refresher, as here are going to be the big points if and when we go to trial. And here are some of the key facts, some of the key legal theories. Go over any of the key documents in the case as well, just so that you kind of have a refresher at what our strategy in the case is and what our ultimate arguments in the case are going to be, so that those can kind of color your deposition responses throughout the day.
Yeah. Prepare. Okay. The second thing, it sounds pretty just obvious, but tell the truth. You are under oath in a deposition. You'll be sworn in by the court reporter before you get started, and you have to tell the truth, period. If your attorney knows that you're not telling the truth, they have to call you out on it. And so if you just don't quite know exactly what the answer is, that's totally fine. Just tell the truth to the best of your ability, though. So should be pretty easy, hopefully.
Absolutely. The next one is only answer the question that's presented to you. And this is really one of the biggest points for a deposition. I'd say the kind of the mantra of a deposition is less is more. And also just know you're not going to win your trial or win your case at a deposition. So with that in mind, really listen to the question and only answer the exact question that is answered. Less is more. And so if you're only asked A, B, and C, don't give them, D, E, and F in addition to that.
Right.
And so, oh man.
You got technical difficulties.
Yeah. So really only answer the question that's presented to you at that time. And another key point of that is really you don't need to engage in any absolutes. So, if someone asks you a question, you don't need to say a never or an always unless a never and an always is asked, because that's really pinning yourself into a corner.
Good call. Yeah, I like that. All right, the next one that we've got is answer only as to what you know, like your actual personal knowledge, not anything that you heard Susie or Johnny say or something that you think might be the case, just exactly what you know from your own knowledge. Your response when someone asks you a question is only limited to what you either saw, heard, or did yourself. Okay, so don't get into third parties and their opinions or even your own opinions, quite frankly. Just stick to the truth, stick to the facts, and don't overshare there.
Absolutely. And then another big one, which is pretty intuitive, but just try to stay calm. I mean, depositions can be really stressful. We understand that, but do whatever you need to have your moment of zen beforehand to get calm in the deposition. And along those lines, don't be afraid to ask for a break. You're not being held hostage here. If you need a break, take a break. And sometimes if you feel like things are going in a certain direction and you need a break to talk to your attorney, don't be afraid to ask for one. You're certainly free to say, I need to get up and just take a break, walk around, talk to my attorney, whatever it is.
Yeah, perfect. Yep. Another big one that usually, if you've got an attorney there with you, we're going to be there to kind of guide and help you through this. But if the examiner, if the person that's asking you a question is looking at a document and asking you something about the document, ask the examiner to see the exhibit. Say, may I please have a copy of what you're looking at? And again, if we're there with you as your attorney, then you're going to know that we have your back on that. But Ask to see what they're looking at, look at it, take your time, review it. You know, as you're sitting there in the deposition, you might feel a little tense or stressed, like you're on the spot. But ultimately the record is going to reflect, you know, what you say and not how long it took you to review a document. So take your time, review the document, and then ask the examiner to ask you the question at that point. Say, okay, I'm ready to answer whatever questions you have about that. And kind of going back to the only answer the question that's presented, don't comment on the document otherwise, or say anything about the document that the examiner didn't specifically ask you about. Just answer what you're asked about on that piece of it.
Absolutely. And then the final piece, the final recommendation we have for you is, you know, you're going to have the right to review your transcript at the end of the deposition. So we're taking a transcript of everything that happens. And once we get to the end of it, you're going to have the ability to go through that once the transcript has been produced and say, you know, if you thought there were any errors within that transcript. So just know that you've always kind of got that backup option before it's all said and done.
Definitely. All right, guys. So those are kind of our top tips. When it comes time for your deposition to be taken, don't stress, don't worry about it. We'll walk you through it and we'll get you through it as best we can. So thanks for joining me today, Brett, and I appreciate all your insight. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks.